24 hours removed from an instant classic, it's time for a rematch from Worthen Arena. The number 6 Ball State Cardinals holding host to the number 5 Brigham Young University Cougars. You see the live countdown ticking on the top left-hand side of your screen. We're just getting closer to what should be another great match. Now officially welcoming you into Studio A on the campus of Ball State University. My name's AJ Swiatek. This evening I'm joined by Zander Woods. And Zander, if last night was any indication, we should be in for yet another amazing match.
Oh, absolutely, AJ. And if last night was any indicator, like you said, we are for sure in for a treat. A top 10 matchup here in Worthen Arena. It doesn't get any better than this in men's volleyball.
Well, just in case you missed last evening's affair or just want a second look at the stats, let's roll them and take a look at what set these two teams apart. It was really about efficiency and hitting percentage. The Cardinals were more efficient than BYU in sets 1 and 2. They sprinted out to a 2-0 lead, but from that point forward, it was nothing but Cougars.
Absolutely nothing but Cougars. And obviously after that second set, it just fell all to mud. Ball State was getting outscored, a hitting percentage of 175 to 319 in favor of BYU, and especially once BYU took over and got that momentum shift, they were able to regroup, and they just played such consistent offense. A team that is more known on the defensive side was able to just feed off of Ball State's mental errors. Ball State made a lot of defensive mistakes, serving pressures, was not the best consistent when applying the service pressure, and BYU disrupted Ball State's offensive rhythm, and they just never were able to regroup.
You've got that exactly right, Zander. So it goes without saying, a key to the match after the team that led in hitting percentage on either side won that respective set. It's about efficiency, efficiency, efficiency. But for Ball State, what else should we look for the Cardinals to rebound?
If you're looking for the Cardinals to rebound, what you're looking for, you need that offensive efficiency that you stated. You need to be able to play off your guys like Rajay Lean and Patrick Rogers. But guess what? If I'm Coach Cruz, I got to get the other guys involved, not put so much pressure on them, even though they had outstanding games with 12 kills respectively for each player. Maintain that consistency throughout the entire game. Not just have those first two strong sets that we mentioned, but that needs to be out through the entirety of the game. Be able to adjust better defensively. Granted, they outblocked BYU, but it's kind of hard to say you played really good when you let a guy like Hyunhee Tim go completely off against you. And then you need to do better with serving the ball, especially when you had so many errors, and just be more mentally resilient throughout the entirety of the game as you get into the later stretches of your match.
Mental resiliency, a great way to put it. They need to get those final 3 sets behind them. On the other side, BYU looks to build off of that, carry that momentum into today, and do something that they did that we haven't seen in Muncie for the better part of years now. They silenced the crowd from sets 3 to 5. They want to get that going again early and often today.
Took the air right out of the arena and then took the game away from Ball State. Exactly how you pointed it out, AJ. And if I'm BYU, and if I'm Coach Homestead, I'm saying, hey guys, last night was a long night. Recoup, recover, get energized for this game, because guess what? We still have unfinished business to do, and we need to ride that momentum from last night into tonight's game with just 13 minutes underway. You guys need to be mentally tough, have that same defensive resilience that you showed against last night, and then keep moving the ball around. Show that consistent serving that you showed last night, and then sustain offensive pressure. Last time when Ball State was aggressive, they did take those first 2 matches, and you saw that BYU was a little bit inconsistent. So if I'm BYU, just maintain that consistency, and you should have no problem coming into Worthen Arena with the win.
Well, the Cardinals came out firing an evening ago, but for the entirety of the match, the creative storytellers of Ball State Sports Link were able to get a live look in at Donan Cruz mic'd up. Let's give a listen to what the coach had to say throughout the match last evening.
Just don't chase, bro. Yeah, be disciplined and simple. And out there, we had a good trip and yeah. But man, look at this. Look at this court tonight. It looks great. All right, let's have a fun one. Hey, have fun, dude. I think pursuit on defense, be clean and block, all right? Be clean and block, fluid, transition. Like we said, right, like compete. Here we go.
Always interesting to get to hear a coach in a situation like that. And checking the time, it looks like we're going to get to hear from Coach live now. Braden Carroll, our sideline reporter, is alongside Donan Cruz.
Coach, your team started off so strong early. What happened down the stretch that allowed BYU to come back?
We got a little flat in set 3, and I think it was 8-11 was when it was at its closest point, and then I think they go on this 15-10 run, and then when you're trying to dig yourself out of a hole in a situation like that against a good team, you're giving them opportunity to build momentum, and I thought they capitalized well on that. And man, they did such a good job of playing much stronger defense, made some adjustments that worked, and that's just how really good matches go. Is one momentum shift could really make the difference in a match, and it went their way last night.
And we saw guys like Rajay and Patrick really step up last night. How do you get the rest of the team to rally around those guys?
Yeah, any given night, I think anyone could sort of in our team, in our team composition, could be kind of the center of the offense. And I think every night we're just trying to go in and find rhythm and what works. And I think every match kind of has its own little flow, and I thought last night we found some success there, but tonight hopefully be a little bit more balanced on offense and just take advantage of any leads we have. We've got to try to capitalize on that a little bit better.
And what's been the messaging for the team since last night?
There was a little bit of frustration at the end of the match, because when you're up like that, I mean, a group of competitors as determined as we are, it's not, all rainbows and butterflies, but, when new sun come up today and we got to turn the page, and, for us, it's just about growth and process, and we're trying to play our best volleyball in April and May, and that means you got to kind of take some hits along the way, and last night was one of those, but I think we're in a better position today.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, man.
I like that analogy from Coach Cruz. Not all butterflies and rainbows, and it's really hard not to take what he has to say seriously. The 2022 National Coach of the Year puts himself in very unique company. Only Dr. Don Shondell has additionally won that honor as a head coach at Ball State. And Zander, you know as well as I, just being mentioned in the same sentence as Dr. Don Shondell, legendary company.
Oh, an elite company. And when you have a coach like Coach Cruz, he's going to get in your face, like you said, not sunshine and rainbows. He's going to let his players know what he expects out of them, and the players respond. He gets his players to really come to play for him every single time consistently. So that's just the type of coach and philosophy that he really adopts and pours into his programs, because he gets results everywhere he goes.
And on the other side of the equation, Sean Olmstead, arguably just as impressive as a resume. He's led these Cougars to 3 separate national championship appearances. He's been with BYU since 2008, has head coached the squad since the 2016 season, and the winning percentage an astounding .784.
And you said it, and his resume speaks for himself. Olmstead, at his tenure at BYU, continued that blue blood tradition into this program. And surely he's going to keep doing it and keep pouring more life into his players and get the expectations out of them.
Well, a coach with the resume that we just covered immediately gets listening ears perked up. And luckily for us and listeners at home, Braden Carroll appears to be courtside with Sean Olmstead now.
Coach, your team has been on a road trip here. You have a 5-set match yesterday. How do you keep the team energized?
We get to play volleyball again. So there's that. These guys, that's what they're here for, and that's here to get a great education at BYU and at Ball State. But hey, student athletes playing volleyball, they enjoy the sport, they love the sport. I thought it was important last night with that long match that we did our best to get them some food quickly, hydrated well, and try to get, after a match like that, you kind of, everything's firing, so try to bring them back down and try to get some good rest. And hopefully we accomplished that and got a little downtime too later this afternoon, allow them to hopefully recharge and anticipate and expect everything from Ball State. Great team, great program, and so should be another fun one.
Awesome.
Okay.
And, this is going to be a big game here. Yeah. How do you get your team ready for another long match?
Yeah, that's I don't know if there's a perfect science. We hope that we're training, every day to put them in spots where we've got to push them a bit and expect a lot out of them, especially down the stretch when they're tired. We like to try to put those activities into practice, go back and feel like we've had a long practice. Now we got to go serve a certain number of balls or opportunities or try to win a a drill or something in a certain fashion that we can try to put them in a position like this. But the reality is the best thing is to be here, do it, and learn a little about ourselves. See how we can bounce back and regroup and recharge. And so I've talked to our guys on the bench that they need to be ready. Everyone's got to be ready always, but especially on a night like tonight. But either way, it should be fun for us to both coaches and both teams to try to figure that out.
Thank you, Coach. Best of luck tonight.
All right. Thank you guys for everything.
Interesting nugget there from Coach about trying to mimic practice with performance. But first, a word from our sponsor. This men's volleyball pre-match report is brought to you by TableX. TableX proudly supports the students of Ball State Sports Link. While Coach Olmstead's team has been on quite the road gauntlet, they know as well as anybody how tough it can be to play on back-to-back nights. Zander, across the NCAA, we're seeing that happen more and more often. Let's take a look at some notable scores from an evening ago.
Right, AJ, and you mentioned the NCAA is jam-packing these games in. And so as an audience and a fan of volleyball, we're getting some amazing matchups. Obviously, as you see, number 2 Long Beach State with a convincing win over McKendree. Quincy College takes the win over Roseville College, another convincing win. And might I say, it just seems consistent across the board. Hawaii, another volleyball perennial powerhouse, getting the convincing and competitive win over Princeton. Even though Princeton played well, Hawaii takes home the 3-1 dub.
The Tigers were able to hang around. Good news for Princeton. They'll get another jab at Hawaii. Let's take a look at the NCAA schedule this evening. It is packed from top to bottom.
It is packed, and it is almost prime time pay-per-view for volleyball fans out there. Penn State versus UCLA, Ohio State versus Stanford, another top matchup. And then you got Princeton versus Hawaii yet again. Number 13, Princeton trying to get a crack at the Rainbow Warriors once again after last night's defeat. And Penn State versus Stanford on ESPN+. AJ, it is going to be quite a treat for volleyball fans.
That it will be. It should be noted that a major tournament in the First Point Collegiate Challenge also coming up, which will feature the number 1 team in the nation, the UCLA Bruins. Speaking of talent, speaking of top dogs in the nation, Rajay Ali. We already talked about how phenomenal he played just a night ago. Now Carroll is alongside Ali courtside.
Rajay, how are you feeling after last night?
You can't really dwell on the fact that we lost. I think that we have another opportunity today, and we need to take that opportunity and bring everything we have to take home the W,
You've really come into your own in the last 3 matches. What's been the difference?
Just more confidence, first game jitters, I don't know, I just find the confidence in my teammates and trust my teammates and the coaches to provide me with the support that I need in order to play well. And I also find that confidence in myself to do well too, so.
And what's the difference tonight that'll get you a win?
I don't know, just trusting my teammates again, enjoy it while it's there, compete. That's my whole idea, that's the main goal, and to win.
Thank you, Rajay. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Refreshing to hear someone as talented as Rajay admitting to having something as real as first game jitters. But I'll tell you what, the lights are getting ready to turn off in Worthen Arena. He'll have to show up big tonight for the Cards to win. Do you think they can get it done?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Give me Ball State for the win.
Well, there you have it. That has been the TableX Prematch Report. Dominic Liacani, Jordan Climbs, and Braden Carroll will take you the rest of the way from inside Worthen Arena.